Okay, my name is Alawura Ali Umar of the Faculty of Education, Department of Science, Technology and Mathematics Education. I'm presenting a lecture titled Introduction to Agriculture with the code AED 121. So, agriculture is the production of food, feed, fiber, fuel, and other goods through the systematic raising of plants and animals. It encompasses farming, tending of orchards, and vineyards and ranching. Ordinarily, agriculture means the cultivation and tillage of the soil of a field in order to prepare a suitable seedbed, eliminate seed growth, and improve the physical condition of the soil. Farming covers a wide spectrum of practices ranging from subsistence agriculture, that is traditional production of food for family consumption and animal feeding, intensive agriculture and industrial agriculture, to animal traction and farm mechanization. All these activities have a common objective of maximization of financial income from gained produce or from grain, produce, or livestock. Tropical cropping systems range from nomadic herding and bush fallowing to crop rotation, monocropping, tangle farming, alley cropping, mixed farming, which guarantees soil sustainability and environmental preservation. Cultural operations adopted in crop production not only ensure a favorable environment for optimum crop yield and quality, but also include breeding of improved varieties, adaptation of diverse environments, and provide alternative to herbicide. Seed propagation of crops is more ancient than asexual production, which is in recent times led to the evolution of micro-propagation to produce new disease and pest-resistant crop varieties. In spite of this, the onset of the cropping season, cropping pattern and systems, and the number of crops cultivated by farmers depend on the climatic factors, especially rainfall and temperature. In Nigeria, the distribution of crops across ecological zones depends largely on the seasonality of rainfall and the duration and regimes of the wet season. This accounts for the cultivation of the long season root and perennial tree crops in the wetter south and the short season grain crops in the drier north. Soil type, fertility, and land use systems also exert considerable influence on agricultural production. Animal husbandry involves the breeding and raising of animals, not only for meat, milk, eggs, and wool on a continual basis, but also for companionship, farm work, and secondary benefits such as pharmaceuticals, drugs, organic manure, and farm income. Farm animals vary widely in their feeding habits, so, under which we have ruminants, non-ruminant, monogastric. The type of food they eat as herbivores, carnivores, or omnivores, as well as the purpose of management, either for beef, dairy, work, egg laying, or egg laying. In Nigeria, farm animals vary widely in their spatial distribution across ecological zones depending on the husbandry system, cultural, social, religious, ecological factors, and the type of animals bred. However, the main livestock types are cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, donkeys, horses, and poultry. The systems of management of these animals depend largely on the intended scale of output, that's subsistence versus export, farmers' convenience, financial base, and availability, and available resources such as land and pasture. The systems are largely traditional, nomadic, and free range, and to a smaller extent, semi-intensive, intensive, and ranching. Certain practices are critical to adequate supply of food, quality animal products, and byproducts, not only to guarantee huge profit, but also to sustain livestock production. And this includes selection of good animals, feeding, housing, disease control, etc. Fish production is a major source of animal protein for human consumption. Non-food fish products can be used as dietary supplements in livestock production, while parts of fish have several direct and indirect benefits to humans, particularly for industrial uses. In Nigeria, fish production is highly valued as a renewable source of cheap, highly quality animal protein from large supplies of fish and other aquatic living organisms, such as seaweeds, coral reefs, etc. Fish production systems range from capture fisheries, industrial fisheries, small-scale fisheries, and artisanal fisheries to culture fisheries, which is referred to as aquaculture. Fish vary widely in type depending on the habitat characteristics and body skeleton, and they include tropical and cold water fish, fresh water fish, and marine fish, cartilaginous and bony fish. Forest management is an important area of agriculture which provides man with several economic, social, religious, and environmental values. The forest contains not only a great quantity of timber reserves and manufacturing wood products, in brackets, alcohol, plywood, but also abundant non-woody plant and animal resources such as mushrooms, honey, biomedical and spices. Sustainable forest management involves silvicultural systems which ensure full and inexhaustible benefits and services from natural forests. Forest reserves and forest plantation. Silviculture is based on principles of forest ecology and ecosystem management, which are targeted at the creation and maintenance of pure, even age stands of single tree species. So from there we move to definition of agriculture. Agriculture is the production of food, feed, fiber, fuel, and other goods by the systematic raising of plants and animals. It encompasses farming, tending of orchards, and vineyards and ranches. Agricultural activities. This covers a wide spectrum of practices ranging from subsistence agriculture, which is otherwise referred to as traditional production of food for family consumption and animal feeding, intensive agriculture, and industrial agriculture, to animal traction and farm mechanization. All these activities have a common objective of maximization of financial incomes from grain products. Primary agriculture. Primary agriculture involves farming in all its branches, and this includes certain specific farming operations such as cultivation and tillage of soil, production, cultivation, growing and harvesting of any agricultural or horticultural commodity, and the raising of livestock, bees, poultry, and fur-bearing animals. Other primary activities include dairying, which include putting the milk in containers, cooling it, and storage on the farm. The production, cultivation, growing and harvesting of trees or timber products by a farmer or on a farm. The production and processing of crude gum spirits of turpentine, and gum resin from a living tree and by the producing farmer. The employment of man in any of these direct farming activities is called agriculture. Irrespective of whatever he is employed by a farmer, or the activity takes place in an enclosed house, as for example, greenhouse, or mushroom cellars, or an open field in a village, city, industrial premises, or on farm premises. Secondary agricultural activities. Secondary agricultural activities includes operations other than those which fall within the primary activities of agriculture. These are either farming or non-farming practices performed either by a farmer or on a farm leading to or in addition to such farming or non-farming operation. Typical examples are the separation of cream from milk, bottling of milk and cream, or making butter and cheese by a farmer or on a farm when not performed, or milk produced by other farmers or produced on other farms.